6 years, we will have 4.5 million visitors. That's the same number of people that live here. The problem is that a lot of these people want to go to the national parks, so the impact is really huge. So Tongariro Crossing, John and Lady, got 70,000 to 100,000 people. Do we have, the simple question, do we have too many tourists coming to Aotearoa?
Well, clearly we don't have too many tourists, because actually tourism is turning into a really good earner for us as a nation, and it's really helping to drive our economy going forward. I think what we do need to do, though, is what we are doing, is ensuring that we're getting the right infrastructure in place. And some of those places, particularly in small communities where they're struggling to put the infrastructure in place.
Well, apparently that's really big issue. Big conference last week of the Alpine Society. The major issue, Marama, is those crossings littered with feces, apparently.
Yeah, it's absolutely appalling. People sort of need to have a lesson on how to treat the environment when they come in before they head off into the bush. You know, there's just some standard practices that we all used to do here in New Zealand as Kiwis. As Kiwis, when you were a kid, you had a tramp every year. You were taught sort of bush skills. We don't even do that stuff anymore. If we did that, then every Kiwi could tell every tourist the way that they should respect our environment when they come.
This is the issue. It's been the big issue for the Alpine Society. You go to these places, it's pretty filthy, apparently. So what do you reckon could we do about it?
Well, firstly, we've got to fund the Department of Conservation properly to make sure we've got enough good track repair and good huts. Second, government's ripped tens of $1 million out of conservation. Now they've got the audacity to have some PR flash around predator-free, but there's no way of doing it. I mean, how's that for grab a headline?
Around the panel, I might sort of go to Hayley on this one, the audience, but the big suggestion that they've mooted is that instead of actually building this infrastructure, you've taken your own what's called poo pots, and you take out your waste with you.
Well, I think we should ask Jono about that, because he was the mayor of a city which led the country in poo in the river. They spent $120 per citizen on treating sewage, compared to a national average of $500. So they're the poo capital of New Zealand.
You're very mean, David, coming up tonight.
Says the implementers of neoliberalism.
It just goes to prove, nothing he says has any bearing whatsoever.
Is he
because
true?
He's got
Is he
no
right?
idea.
Yeah.
He's not right.
He's absolutely right.
Actually, he's not right.
Well
the
researched.
River
Well
is actually
researched.
improving, and it's being done through government work,
Two
through
sides.
partnership between
hang on now.
and iwi and community groups.
If my facts are
come
going to be
to the
questioned,
Manawatu River, come for a swim with me and Dick Smith next time we go.
National's view of water quality standards is you could put an asbestos boat in it,
always two
but don't
sides to this.
expose your skin to it.
David, hang on, David, you're not the leader at the moment. I just want to sort of go to Hayley.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got a great leader.
Yeah, sure thing. Now, I just want to sort of go to Hayley and ask, I mean, could that be an issue for the consumer? You go tramping and you take out your human waste with you in a poo pot, or would that deter people?
I wonder how many times we can say poo on this show. It'd be quite funny. I saw you clapping about DOC funding. Why do you think they should get more funding? Or do you think they should just hand out poo potties?
Well, my whānau lives down in Tiano, and my mokopuna are going into the natural bush and everything there, and they are tiptoeing through the turds, and that puts our whānau at risk.
Is it actually that bad, or is this just a media beat-up?
No, it's that bad.
So what do you think needs to be done about it? Do we just say you can't come?
I think they need to be more facilities on the tracks, more money put into the tracks and cleaning up the environment. It seems to me that so much money has been put into supporting dairy farmers to screw our waterways. And, here's tourism. That is actually our major earner, so we can't get rid of that.
Yeah, well, we are celebrating tourism as great for our economy, but we're just sort of leaving them out there to poo in the bush.
That wraps it up, yeah.
It wraps it up. Thanks, Wallace.
Very round of applause for that. That was very interesting, actually. That's a... gosh, the headline of the week, tiptoeing through the turds. You wouldn't even hear that on 7 Sharp. This really is. People might joke about it, but this is actually apparently a really major issue, Jono. So what do you-
Yeah, it is, and that's why we're putting more money into conservation, despite what Mr.
But you
Cunliffe would
haven't.
like to
You
suggest.
haven't.
That's why
56
we're
million
actually
out in
putting.
3 years.
That's why we're putting
You've ripped
money
56
aside
million out in
for
3
building
years.
up infrastructure around tourist areas. Absolutely, we are taking this seriously. We do want to increase and maintain the number of tourists that we're getting here because it's good for our economy. So what we've got to do, though, obviously moving forward, is ensure we've got the right facilities, the right infrastructure, and the right education for people coming into New Zealand about how to treat our very fine country.
70 to 100,000 people over that crossing, as an example, is too much. So why not sort of get fewer tourists spending more money? Marama Fox.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? In New Zealand, we like the fact that we have some beautiful bush that we actually don't want to see littered with beautiful pathways everywhere. We like the fact that we have to trudge up through some rugged bush to get there. We don't want to have beautiful toilets and shelters and all of those things all the way along the track. But we do need to have some. But we do need to educate these people. And these guys here can argue all they like, but they are two sides of the same coin. They have both been in government equal amounts of time over our history and have not
You
done
can't
enough.
wipe out centuries
Have
of
not
political
done enough.
history with that
What I
cheap shot.
can
That's a
wipe
cheap
out
shot.
centuries of is the fact that 86% of our country has been clear felled for farming,
All
for
right.
intensification
That's
of farming.
that's another
and that's
topic,
these
Marama.
guys. Well,
That's
it's the same topic,
It's
though.
a-
It's
look,
the
no,
same
no, no.
topic.
According to Marama,
No, no.
Donald Trump's the same as Jeremy
All
Corbyn.
right, hang
I'm
on.
so sorry.
Hang-